Well, hope everyone can join us Thursday night for our live podcast. But until that time, we got some Tuesday night training tips, and we're going to check something I don't think is seen very much. That is, how young can you actually start a dog or a puppy to do bite work? Obviously, you can't go at him, bah, 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 you know, because he's a puppy, and you want to raise your dog. Remember, the first year of his life is all about confidence, confidence, confidence. Take him out in the world, show him to everybody, let everyone pet him. Teach him that everyone he meets is his friend. That way when he grows up and you say that guy ain't your friend, he'll have a little clearer idea of how he should treat him. And more important, he'll have the confidence to go out there and stop him. But there's some games I started playing with our pups, some of the pups we raised in our guard dog company. We didn't have many litters, but we had every now and then we did. We got exceptional dogs in. And so we started working with these little games, and I think they really work well in guaranteeing that your dog is going to be capable of doing that kind of work. And more importantly, I think you can do most of the training in game format and then put him on the field and it'll go. Kind of like if you had a kid that was 10 years old and told you he thought he was going to be a boxer or an MMA fighter when he grew up, you wouldn't take him down to the gym and just throw him in a ring with Mike Tyson. That would probably discourage him from further endeavors. But what you could do is say, here's a speed bag, work on it like this, and here's your heavy bag, and that's a hook, and that's a jab, and that's a cross. So you can teach him the mechanics in an exercise or game format. Well, we do the same thing with our pups. So I've got my little 10-month-old here. 10 months old, teeth are good and secure. We don't have to worry about messing up their mouth. So it's a good age to start doing actual bite work. And what we did, just to test my theory, we videoed the very first time this dog's ever seen a sleeve and was asked to bite someone with a sleeve. And not everyone can do this. I'm kind of fortunate. I have some really great people that work around me. One thing that can help, not necessary, but it can help. Like we've got a 10-month-old pup. So what I'm trying to do to keep the confidence level high for everybody is I'm going to introduce an age-appropriate agitator, okay? And we're going to see if a 10-month-old puppy and an age-appropriate agitator, on the very first time she's asked to bite, if she will bite. And then we'll see how far we can take it from there. So bear with us as we get some video clips up and going for you. Let's see. Here we go. All right, can you see that there, Miss Carol Ann?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Kicking in. You can see now, she's working. And you notice how she works the dog. This method of working the dog will enhance the bite intensity or hardness of the bite. You notice that even though she's never done this at all before, she rebites for a full mouth bite, and then she goes to set the bite and start working. Okay, so that was the very first bite. This is Winnie Bits, Little Bits we call her. That's her very first ever attempt at a sleeve. All she's ever done is play certain games with me. If we had a suit that small, we'd put her on there and we'd show you how she does her outs, because she's already learning to out. We teach all the basics of bite work in this game format when they're puppies. So now let's see if we can improve that bite any, or if we can get a sin. I'm gonna turn this around where I can read it again. And here we go. We're gonna take her from just having someone come at her to doing a courage test. We're going to do a short sin. It's not going to be long, but she's a baby. And of course, I don't know what our agitator will do. She can stand up because the dog weighs a little bit more than she does.
What do you learn?
There you go.
See how she's working the dog? She's pulling harder and harder.
Someone to think, hold on.
Now you see the dog pull
think that ain't a
her.
full mouth bite.
And there you got my mouth flapping. You notice how she works the dog? We're going to run it again. You notice how she works the dog, and as she begins working the dog in that manner, the dog starts biting it down harder and harder. You don't get a dog doing something good by giving them a chance to do it easy, like sticking the sleeve in their mouth. Dogs don't go for that. Humans like lazy. Dogs not so much. If you work the dog on your sleeve, take the bite away from the dog will want the bite more. So we'll take one more look at Miss Mina. See how she's coming up? And you see the dog just make a quick rebite there to bite down even harder and fuller. And you're not going to get a much fuller bite than that, especially out of a 10-month-old pup. Now the big question is, how much confidence has this pup got? Is she going to want to go on a big chase? Let me find it here. All right, here is. Nope. So now we're going to try a send with this little dog, and what's going to happen to our age-appropriate agitator? Can she stay on her feet when a dog makes a hit? Let's see.
What do you learn?
There you go.
See her running back, absorbing that bite, not taking the punch.
Is there someone?
We don't talk about it much, but this little pint-sized puncher can catch a dog pretty cotton picking good. She's got her basics down. She knows how to absorb, and that absorption also keeps her from getting freight trained and knocked down. And
Anyone thinks that ain't a full mouth bite?
there you go, another full mouth bite on a 10-month-old puppy. We'll do you one more just because I feel like kind of bragging. Now we're going to see if she can catch the dog, absorb, and work the dog in a manner that keeps the dog biting harder and harder. Hats off to our handler, Miss Maria, back there.
We're sending her. We're the send.
All right. Pardon the grass shots. I'm trying to get some distance here so we can get a good send. We'll move Maria back with the dog. Let's see the send. Here she comes.
Wiggle the sleeve.
See the spin to absorb. Now, woo, she said.
All right.
So one more time. What's Maria's last name?
Donahoe, Idaho.
Maria Donahoe, our handler back here, doing all the good work for us. And remember, the handler's job is just as important as your agitator's job. If you're working bite work with your dog and you're back tying, you're doing a sport. You're not doing a security dog, because the handler, it's a team when you're on the street. It's not just the dog. One more time. Mina's getting her instructions. She's ready. Dog comes, she spins, absorbs the bite, spins the dog back around. Dog spins Mina around. And there we go. See her grinning? All right. So there you just saw my little bit's first bite and Miss Mina's first catch on a dog that's been sent. So I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget, Thursday night we'll have the Guard Dogs and Good Dogs podcast. We're going to address muzzle training. I hear a lot of people talking about it. I don't know how much everybody really knows about it, but a little bit I've learned over the centuries, I'll be glad to share with you. We'll see if we can't make everybody muzzle expert trainers. So thank you, folks. See you then.